Welcome to our Exam 2 review. Now what I wanted to do in this video is I wanted to go over the sections that relate to our Exam 2 for farm management. All right, let's take a look at Blackboard and some of the details of each section. Again, to try to help give you a summary of what to go review to get ready. Let's take a look. All right, when you get into your Blackboard for farm management, you'll see all our weeks, of course, and it's after Exam 1 that begins the content for Exam 2. So I'm going to click through each one of these, but let's go over them a little bit. First of all, Week 8, and Week 8 really kind of sets the tone for the rest of this semester. We've got some information here about the calculator and making sure you get access to Excel. Our discussion, those are good test questions for me to pull, but really the main concepts is time value of money, and this covers quite a bit of the content for Exam 2. And then the rest of the week is just showing you how to do this, or the weeks. If we go through here, this outlines the concepts of time value of money, our objectives, a little bit about the dollar values, present versus future, more terms like payments, rate, and periods. And then this term annuity we talked about, but just to review, an annuity is when you have a series of payments. So it relates to the payment, but there's a series of them within a year, and that term is called an annuity. Then it goes through and gives some basic examples on how to calculate these, compounding, discounting, kind of those concepts. We talked about compounding as a very much a retirement tool. In other words, retirement planning. If compounding did not exist, then we really would have trouble saving for the future at an increasing rate. So this graph is valuable to make sure you understand compounding increases when you add time. Discounting decreases when you add time. It talks about the formulas, which is important to maybe just know how to view a future value versus a present value formula. And those are listed there for you. Talks about the annuities. We calculate those through Excel. Talks about investment analysis, which we're kind of ending with, and that's capital budgeting. Initial costs, revenues, discount rate, opportunity cost of capital, which we talked about. What is that? So these definitions are important. Payback period is something we hadn't talked a lot about, but payback period is where you just look at what the original cost is and how long do you think it's going to take to get that back. I wouldn't worry about payback period, but that's something that is listed in here. Moving through the end, net present value is really where we focused. And so what is net present value? What is internal rate of return? And then it talks about investment value, feasibility. And really the last part of what we've done is sensitivity, which is called what if questions, which is what we did at the end. All right, so when you get to week 8, it really is a summary of all the content that we have gone over. So after week 8, what we did was we moved into a face-to-face week. And I had some examples of time value of money, but you're going to have to refer to your notes here. That's where we used our calculators and Excel to learn how to do calculations of time value of money. So you want to make sure that you go back to that for week 9. Week 10 went into applying those concepts, and so I had a time value of money homework, and it really was about how to use your calculator and how to solve for specific problems. So you can expect on the test for there to be these kind of questions with multiple choice options on what the correct answer is, and you'll have to use your calculator to find those, or at least that's the best approach, I think, for these. So there'll be some time value money calculations, and you've got that answer there. Also, then we moved more into Excel. And Excel is where we did these time value of money. There's the key to that homework, by the way. And then we've got how to do a loan. We've got how to do net present value. And then again, I've got a discussion question, which again are great test questions. And then so we move into now week 12, where we've done more Excel work. I have more examples for you, and you got to be able to calculate those. Now these examples that I'm giving you in Excel, your test will include some problems that I'm going to hopefully force you to go to Excel to work, and then that way you can get some answers. Not sure yet on the test whether you'll need to upload your work there, but possibly that's an option for me. But you're also going to definitely have to know how to pull up Excel and then build a simple problem to get the answer so that you can choose the correct answer in in your exam. Again, multiple choice questions. So really, when it comes to the exam, your time value of money problems are going to be those that have done the calculator, and you'll get answers for and choose A, B, or C, or D. And then there are going to be problems where the time gets longer and it's faster for you to go to Excel, create the example, and get back. All right, so those are the weeks, and that's the content. Really, exam 2 ought to be, in terms of time, exam 2 ought to be a longer time period, because you're going to need to go to Excel or pull out a calculator or your phone to get these answers and make sure they look right. So the window of time for this, I'm probably going to push out to be 120 minutes, so 2 hours. So you're going to have a more time to get this done, but it's going to be important to know how to do these problems beforehand. Don't try to figure them out and then answer the test. You're going to run into not enough time. So all right, hopefully this video gives you a summary of what to go look at. Terms and definitions from week 8 are key. How to solve problems using your calculator, like we did in that week where I was face-to-face, or the week after where you had your homework. And then how to solve net present value and internal rate of return, and calculate a loan using Excel to get those answers, and quickly add things up like total interest paid, or determine net present value and IRR. And then when something changes, you need to get a new net present value and IRR. You'll do that best in Excel. The test will have those questions with multiple choice answers to determine whether you did the work or not and know the answer. All right, so hopefully this helps on what you need to do for exam 2. It will be next week. This is just to review you and take a look. So if you've got questions or you're not sure how to do some things, you got the rest of this week to let me know and I can try to help. Thanks.